everybody, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, who's going insane because my mouse is frozen, and I have with me my lovely co-host, Dawn, who's going to help me.
There's no need to go insane. Hey, Pam, I would ask how you are, but since you've now clarified to the world that you're insane, we'll just skip that and go right on.
We'll just join her.
I know, really. I think we might. We might too. And today we have the lovely and talented Shari Shattuck with us. Hello, Shari.
Hello, Pam and Dawn. How are you?
Hi. Welcome to our world of madness.
Yeah.
And you were worried about your nieces and nephews in the background. Look at what I'm
my
doing.
Lord. Well, they ended up going home last night because one of them wasn't feeling well. But we had a fabulous day, so I was exhausted.
How old are they?
Let's see. I've got 9, 10, 8, and 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were all here, so that it was, lots of fun. We made lots of cookies and flour everywhere.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to do it, when you're dealing with kids.
Yeah.
It's the only way they're going to have fun, because if you're just like, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this.
Oh, no, I can't imagine growing up in a household where everything has to be perfect and neat.
Right.
It's all about making a big mess. It all comes off later.
Right.
Even crayons on the bathtub.
That's what they make soap and water for.
Exactly. And some stronger things, too.
Yeah. So, how are things otherwise? What's going on? What's new with you?
Oh, my gosh. Well, everything's great. I'm going a little nuts myself trying to get my first 3 books reformatted so I can get them out as e-books again. And it's a whole new world, learning all this stuff, as you know, today with your frozen mouse. And so I'm doing that, and we're also in pre-production for a film my husband and I are doing. I'll be doing the lead, and he's directing. And
that's wonderful.
We leave to shoot in Venice in February. And then we'll be back here shooting for...
We're going on there, too.
Are you going?
Yes. We'll be
When are you going?
When you take us.
Yes, let's go. Come on. We're all going to I'll save a bowl of pasta for everybody. So anyway, that's a little nuts because we're producing it. So we're crewing up, as they say now, hiring all the DPs and the lighting people and the other people. My teenager just got up, so I had to give her a hug and kiss. Sorry. She's just home from college, so sleeping is a good thing. Yeah. So, but anyway, so we're just, really busy with all of that. It's an amazing amount of work producing a film, as you might suspect. And we're really excited about it. It's a wonderful script, and it's going to be a big acting challenge for me, which I always look forward to. It's a psychological thriller, so I get to lose my mind and do all this great stuff.
Oh, my. That's
a lot of sliding down walls in despair, that kind of thing.
Oh, my goodness. That sounds like a really interesting plot for a movie. So
It will be, yeah. It's called Scream at the Devil, and I'll start, I've been posting a few things about it, but as closer we get, the more info I'll put up about it.
Oh, I saw your picture with Patty Dennehy where she was making you up for that.
That's for the we call it the one sheet, the poster, and they do what's called a one sheet, which is like a single size that you send out to just, people. And, she did it, and I hadn't seen her for years. It was so fantastic to hook up with her again. She's such an amazing lady.
And for our listeners, Patty Dennehy is the makeup artist on Y&R as well, where Shari also played Ashley at one point.
Right. Not just a makeup artist. She's in charge of the entire makeup department now at CBS.
Yeah, she's been there like 30 years, I think she told
Unbelievable. And, that's why I had her do it, because I knew she could also do the bruises and the scratches and all that kind of stuff.
And that's her favorite.
That's what's interesting for them, rather than just being pretty, making everyone pretty.
Yeah.
Must get old after 30 years. Yeah, a little mascara, get out.
Yeah.
If you've put mascara on one eyelash, you put them on all.
That's right. Come on. Sometimes you have to do it while you're driving. That's a little more of a challenge, but
There you go. I know there's only so much you can do with that.
Exactly.
Oh, me. You've had such a phenomenal career, and so many things to your credit in both television and film, and now you're an author. And what do you think is what is your favorite aspect of all of it that you've either accomplished or just had happen?
Well, that's kind of a tricky question because there's so many aspects to it. I mean, if you ask me what I enjoy most creatively, I would definitely say the writing. And as far as acting goes, I mean, I've loved a few of the television and film roles I've done, but there's just no comparison as an actor. Theater wins, because you have the live audience, because you have those moments where you're really in the moment and, I'm Lady Macbeth and I'm losing my mind and the audience is silent. You can hear them breathing together and leaning in, and those things are amazing. When you're on a film set, you shoot everything out of order. It takes days. It doesn't come out for a year, so you lose the connection. The closest thing to that is terrific fun is sitcom. Because you rehearse all week, you block it, you shoot 4 cameras a straight through run, and you have the advantage of doing a retake.
Oh, yeah.
You drop a line, because you haven't lived until you've ad-libbed Shakespeare.
Right.
Methinks
can't even imagine.
King. What do you say?
Right.
Right.
Now, would you say that you enjoy doing Shakespeare and the gory things, or are you more comfortable doing comedy?
Comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just more fun to laugh all day.
Oh, definitely.
There's a wonderful aspect to doing something that's very, emotional and deep. When you get to that point where even when you're there, even when you're at that deepest, craziest, saddest place, there's a small part of you going, this is fun. Yeah, I'm there. But working on it, there can be a little bit of that element of going in to play a role in a film or theater, wherever, and going, I have to put myself through that today emotionally. This is going to be a little difficult. And it is draining because you do experience the emotions, so they do affect your body the same way as real emotions.
Exactly.
You can put them away much more easily because they're in perspective. But, I have seen people lose it, doing things, and they lose control of it, and that's always unhealthy.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it's one thing to take it home with you, and to, have it with you for just a little while, but if you carry that throughout the whole show or movie or whatever you're doing, it could stick with you for a very long time unless you go to therapy.
It really can. And I'll tell you, I've come off of movies, shot my last shot, gone into the dressing room and just had a meltdown. I mean, just started sobbing. And all that is all that energy coming off of you. But it's important, it's necessary to let it go. And it affects your personality while you're working as well, to a certain degree, because you're under the stress and pressure of having to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you are also well known for your, your appearances. Ashley Abbott on The Young and the Restless. There are many, many fans out there who just loved you in that role.
Oh, how nice.
How did that all come about for you? How did you get past that?
Well, it's really interesting because the producers had actually called me in before Brenda took the role. They actually offered me the role then. And I knew them, of course. I guess, I don't remember if I auditioned for them before Ron for B&B. Anyways, they had known of me before that. But even if it was just being with Ron and, being at parties, we're always at each other's houses and stuff. But they came and asked me to come and read for Ashley when Eileen was leaving. And I went in and read, and they offered me the role. And at that time, I was doing movies, and I didn't have the kids yet, and I just wasn't ready to stay in town and play one role, especially with Ron being on already. So I declined it then, and Brenda took it and did a wonderful job for 7 years. She was great. And then she had Soph and all, and I think she was ready to move on. So they asked me again if I would take it when she left. And at that time I had Creason, who was probably 4, and I knew I wanted to have another child. So I said yes, because it's a perfect job for staying home and, having a kid. And it was very difficult for me traveling around. I was having to travel with Creason and a nanny to go do shows in, Vancouver, Florida, wherever. And it was just nicer to be home. And she was going to start school. So I accepted it then. And then after Kaylee was born, we moved on. Because 2 is good, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I also was looking at a video that you have on your website, and with Michael Caine in that.
Oh, right.
Movie. Oh my gosh, how was it working on that? Oh.
A dream, which is why I have that on there, and I need to change it up and put on some other scenes as well. But he is hysterical, and the consummate professional. The man never missed a line. He got every word exactly right. John McGinney, I think is his name, the guy that played Dr. Cox on Scrubs, was also in that show. And John would add lines and go all over the place, and Michael would
I
come
know
to
who
me,
you're talking about, yeah.
and he would just laugh. He would be like, he got another one in, didn't he? Got another one in. Because well, and the other thing about Michael that people don't realize is he's a fishmonger's son. He's very Cockney. You know, when I think of him as dirty, rotten scoundrels, you know, very elegant. But that's really not his personality at all. He's very, very funny, and like I said, a consummate professional, and it was a delight to work with him. It was just a real dream. He and probably Anthony Quinn were probably my two big favorites. And Dick Van Dyke was another one, and you know.
Love him.
So, I mean, I've been honored to be able to work with quite a few people who I admire very much, so.
Yeah, I love him. Dick Van Dyke, I mean, what an icon, a legend in
amazing.
comedy.
And did you used to watch Carol Burnett show?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's who I got to work with. That week was Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, and I were the guest stars. Girls, I never laughed so hard in my life. Tim Conway is the funniest human being on the planet. He would walk into the makeup room in the morning and just go, and everyone laughed out. We ruined so many takes because of the crew laughing. He's the funniest person ever, and they're just like that. They used to be. It was such an honor to work with them.
Oh my gosh, can't even imagine.
And go ahead. Sorry, Pam.
Oh, that's all right. I was just going to say I can't even imagine, because I remember sitting on a daily basis. Well, every time she was on, I think it was weekly, and I was young at that time. But my God, she was so funny, Carol and Tim Conway and Harvey and everybody. I mean, there was not even one single point that you would ever sit there and go, "What was that? Why was that
they were
not
brilliant,
funny?"
brilliant
Exactly.
improv character actors, every one of them, and what a treat. Yeah. So. Yeah, I actually met her a few times as well. She did a show with John McCook. Actually, you know, John McCook does a lot of theater. And we went to see it, and she was wonderful in that years later. I mean, a terrific lady as well as actress.
That is one person that I would love to meet in my lifetime, you know,
exactly.
before
And I was
too
pleased.
late.
Yeah.
You know, I just, I totally am in love with my favorite male actor of all time is Cary Grant.
Oh, God,
and
me
I
too.
had my heart broken because it was like about a week or a little less than a week before we were going to Vegas. He was there, and that was his last appearance. He died.
Oh, I know. I was so brokenhearted. No, what an amazing talent. So sexy. Such a sexy man. You know, and it was never about the abs, you know, or the chest and the arm. It was just his attitude is fabulous.
Yeah,
you know, he had that real man thing going.
And loved him with my favorite female actress of all time from the old days, which was Katharine Hepburn.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, she's amazing. You know, those are some of my very favorite movies ever, those combos.
Black and white, yes.
Yes, so some of those. Well, my biggest favorite is The Thin Man. Do you remember William Powell and Myrna Loy? It's a little earlier than that even, but just their on-screen relationship is my favorite ever. So charming.
I know. I love the black and whites, or even some of them are colorized now, and I try to catch as many as I can, and even tried to get my kids into it, but I don't know. Maybe it's something that I admired later in life.
My kids love them. They love them. They love The Thin Man. They love Some Like It Hot. They love all those ones like that. Audrey Hepburn. Anything with Audrey Hepburn they adore. You know, Roman Holiday, because those movies are still so charming. Yeah,
they don't make movies like that these days.
They
Very
really
few
don't.
of them.
And doesn't it break your heart when they try to remake them with someone else?
Oh,
you're like, no.
It's never the same.
No one else can play Sabrina but Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. It's not fair to the actress, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, you have appeared in over 200